Welcome back to Askewed Reviews, and we are continuing the Critters series with the 1991 film Critters 3. Here is your trivia question for today. While Josh is riding with his stepdad to the apartment building, what is he playing with in the car? The answer will be at the end of this video. So, with this film, which takes place sometime after the events of the second movie, we pick up with a new family who are just coming back from a trip. And this family is Clifford the father, Annie the daughter, and Johnny the son. While riding in a camper, they get a flat tire, and so the family has to pull over at a rest stop for a little bit. It's here at the rest stop that Annie and Johnny make friends with some other kids, including one named Josh. While all the kids are playing together in the woods, they end up running into a strange man who we all know from the previous films as Charlie. Charlie, who is assumedly still the sheriff of Grover's Bend, is out and about trying to find Krites. And he decides to give Johnny a crystal that will light up if Krites are nearby. Now, apparently, the crystal does not work on Krite eggs, as the family does not notice that the eggs are attached to the underside of their Winnebago. The family then heads home and eventually does get back to their apartment complex. And it's here that we'll meet most of the other characters in this film that are the tenants of the apartment complex. Everything seems to be going fine at first. That is, at least until the Krites begin attacking and showing up in all of the apartments. Now, the way that Josh enters back into the story is that his stepfather apparently is the owner of the apartment complex and is on his way to try to evict everyone. So will anyone be able to come and save the day, or will the Krites eat each and every tenant? This film was directed by Christine Peterson. The Kyoto brothers, who had primarily just been doing the creature and special effects for the first two films, actually wrote the story for this one. Critters 3 and 4 were actually filmed at the exact same time. Critters 3 was actually Leonardo DiCaprio's first feature film. Also, what's interesting is DiCaprio has never shown up in anything else that was a sequel other than this film. The character of Josh was also not always planned to be a child, as Cary Elwes was also up for the role. The character of Johnny was actually played by two twin actors, Christian and Joseph Cousins. Don Keith Opper is one of the few actors who has shown up in all three Critters films so far. The only other one is Terrence Mann, who plays Ugg, but only shows up briefly at the end as a hologram. The body count for this film is 2 humans, 6 critters, and a few rats. So when it comes to the film Critters 3, I did not think this one was as good as the first two, but it was still entertaining. I do feel, however, though, there were some things in the movie that just did not make a lot of sense or were very confusing. So I think I I almost gave this one a 2, but I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Now, as for the trivia question from the beginning of this episode, while Josh is riding with his stepdad to the apartment building, what is he playing with in the car? In the car, he's actually playing with a Nintendo Game Boy, and to be more specific, he's playing the game Tetris. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews, and if there's a movie you'd like to see get a review, just mention it in the comments.